item 26, and in order to go forward, we'll jump over this item. We'll come back to it. We are on number 26. This is an ordinance and resolution responsive to an incident involving the City of Hanford Police Department. Let me open by saying that this situation has been, I think, well vetted in the public space. I want to thank our homeless response team, the folks up at the Armory, all of our partners in county government and city government who took it upon ourselves without the proper process being followed by another city, took it upon ourselves to not victimize this person again, and in fact help her in her life situation. However, having said that, I do believe that this is a good opportunity for us to enforce the concept that we will do our very best with our county government partners and with our folks in various nonprofits and the faith community to assist our fellow residents who are experiencing homelessness. What we know from the point in time survey is that most of the folks who are homeless in Santa Cruz became homeless in the city of Santa Cruz. And the point in time survey further indicates that those folks became homeless because they lost a job. And we want to assist those folks first and foremost. Folks who come into the community of their own volition, that happens. We're a free country. You can move around this country, and we understand that. The instance we're trying to deal with is where another government, without prior communication with us, wants to bring a homeless person and essentially dump them in our community. That doesn't do that person any good, doesn't do the community that sent them to us. Really, is that the right way they should respond? And I think that having this ordinance sends a message, frankly, in our county and outside our county, that this is not responsible behavior by governments. That if you want to see if there's a way for a person experiencing homeless in some other community to get a better chance at life here in this community because they have family or friends or connections, whatever it is, give us a call. We work on that kind of thing all the time. Mr. Imwali and his staff, the police department, our friends in the nonprofit community and the county of Santa Cruz County government, we do that kind of thing on a regular basis. What we need to do is make sure that other communities are as responsible about managing their homeless community as we think we are in our community. Let me see if council members have any opening comments you would wish to make on this item. Start through here. Anyone? Madam Vice Mayor.
I would say, similarly to what you stated, that we have done a lot of work in this community in order to stand up resources for the homeless individuals that are living in the city. And I feel, in this instance, taken advantage of by the city of Hanford. It's the responsibility of every jurisdiction in this country to contribute to ending homelessness. And because we have a generous community and people willing to use our tax dollars to support getting people back into housing, it doesn't mean that we're going to solve homelessness for the entire state or for the entire country. Everybody needs to step up and do their fair share. Everybody, and this is not something that will be tolerated here in Santa Cruz.
Ms. Bruner.
Thank you. I just wanted to comment. Thank you for emphasizing, I think, the point of having a pre-planned support system and safety plan is really important in these incidences, as is our Homeward Bound program, for example, where there's always a connection on the other end in place before someone is given a bus ticket or transportation Our officers, as far as I understand, as we looked into it, have never done this. And, our program is the Homeward Bound program, where there's always pre-approved, safety plan, support system plan, and this is a case where none of that was in place, and really to prevent anything like that happening again, I think this is an important step to really ensure support for the person who's unsheltered, as well as any community that has very limited resources already to begin with. And so, yes, I want to thank you for that.
Thank you. Ms. Kalantari Johnson is
Thank you. Yeah, just some comments that we are one of very few city jurisdictions that has really tried to address the homelessness issue the way that we have, with a full framework, investing our general fund dollars. And I think, I don't want to speak for you all, but I think we as a council are proud of the work that we've done. Sure, there may be some bumps in the road that we will continue to work through, and we heard from some folks during oral communication today, but a 36% decrease in point-in-time count in 1 year, and then a 29% decrease the year before, that is no small feat. And it's because we've tried really hard. So this is an invitation to other jurisdictions who are challenged in the way that we know many cities across the country are, to, instead of trying to dump, quote unquote, their problems on another city, reach out to us. I've talked to other mayors and council members from across the country, frankly, about our framework and how we're trying to think outside the box with the very little resources that we have. So reach out to us. We're happy to share with you how we've approached it and the lessons learned that we continue to have, so that they can implement similar policies and programs and frameworks in their communities.
Thank you. Councilmember Watkins.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'll be brief. I was shocked when I heard about this incident. I thought it was really unusual to have a law enforcement agency from over 2 hours away to take time to bring an individual here. I also want to echo my colleagues' comments around our structure and really working hard to identify who we're serving and how to best serve them to ensure their success and ultimate goal of hopefully independence. So having this type of action as a outcome of this incident makes a lot of sense to me, and I appreciate you bringing it forward, Mayor. I also just want to echo the comments that were made by my colleagues around an invitation for other jurisdictions to step up, to do what they can to address the needs in their community. We all will need to do our part, and as was mentioned, we have limited abilities and resources locally, so we are reliant on that interconnectivity of solutions to this very challenging problem.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Newsom is recognized.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. I just want to associate myself with the comments that have been made so far, and I want to thank you for bringing this much-needed ordinance forward. This ordinance is about protecting our community, and it's also about ensuring that everyone who comes to Santa Cruz is treated with dignity and respect. That there's a plan in place for if someone is brought here by another jurisdiction, instead of just attempting to abandon them in a parking lot. And it is essential we hold other jurisdictions accountable for their actions, and especially when those actions negatively impact our residents, and especially when they negatively impact our residents who are most at need. And I just want to echo the comments that have been made about other jurisdictions trying to take a step forward in addressing their needs. We do a good job and try to address our issues here, and I think other jurisdictions should follow our lead on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a comment that is a little bit different than what my colleagues have said, and not contradicting it, but I wanted to add this into the conversation, hopefully the community conversation, because one of the things that I've been really kind of sorry about as I've seen the stories come out and the narrative is that, what the incident itself, right? I am supporting this because I am opposed to the forced displacement by any agent of the state, whatever agent that might be, local, state, national, forcibly moving a person. And I think that's something we should all be concerned about as well. And I appreciate my colleagues' comments about dignity and respect in particular. And for anyone who's out there listening and wondering about this, just the summary of the interview with Person Doe in our agenda report beginning at the bottom of page 2 will give you a sense of how this incident evolved and how egregious it was. So I hope that the framing, that the narrative, and I see some folks from the media here, will include that point that we are opposed to forced displacement. That's why I think this is so important. So thank you.
Thank you, Council Member. Let me see if there's anyone with us who wishes to make comment on this item. We would take your testimony at this time. Ms. Bush, while the gentleman is approaching, do we have anyone online?
No one with their hand raised.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome.
Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of a meretricious issue. You've got people that talk about buying people bus tickets elsewhere because they're homeless. You've got these communities dropping off a disabled person who may or may not have some connection to local residents, may or may not be fully homeless, 100%. May or may not be mentally ill or have a drug problem, or who knows what their justification for bringing the individual here. I think it's a lot of drama. I wish this kind of thing wouldn't be on the agenda. I'm a little bit frustrated that there aren't printed agendas because I have to now run to the library to print one to see what's up next. Thanks.
Thank you.
Are they? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Greg, good afternoon again, sir. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mayor, for inviting me to that press conference. It was kind of an offhand thing, but it hit home just to consider what the Person Doe went through. Spoke with Supervisor Cummings afterwards a little bit, and he brought up a great point, which is, should we troll this by the AG, Attorney General? It's almost kidnapping. And we can't do anything retroactively with the resolution, but I don't know. Maybe it's worth pursuing, at least to give them the little chills down their spine that they're coming close to doing a bad thing. But we're doing good things here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Others matters back before the body. Is there a motion?
I'll move.
Motion to approve the recommendations as submitted, second by Mr. Newsom. Under discussion, you may open on your motion.
I made my comments. So thank you again, Mayor, for bringing this forward.
Certainly.
Thank you for bringing this forward.
I will add one final comment. That is, I do want to thank Supervisor Cummings. Not only did he show up at the opportunity to communicate this with the press the other day, he indicated that the Board of Supervisors was taking up a larger question around their homelessness plans, a regular agenda item that they had today, and he intended to integrate this into that conversation, and perhaps, if appropriate, the county may look at a similar kind of ordinance. And I want to thank the supervisor. He's enormously helpful to us on so many things, and this in particular, we thank him for that. The clerk will call the vote.
Councilmembers Newsom.
Aye.
Brown. Aye. Watkins.
Aye.
Brunner.
Aye.
Involuntary Johnson.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Golder.
Aye.
And Mayor Keeley.
Aye. The motion passes and so ordered.